80k income, young professional, so income of about 80,000. Owns 50% of a PPR, which is a unit in Brisbane. Can extract about $150,000. Wants to replace income in 2 to 3 years, so not extremely quick, but enough to churn it over, and has no other investments.
What do they want?
Well, wants to replace income. But it's not absolutely instant. It doesn't have to be overnight.
Okay. Well, this is a very typical scenario. If they've already got their line of credit set up, agreed? Is that the case?
That's the line of credit set up, 150 available.
Okay. Because let me just comment on that 50% ownership.
No, sorry. She owns 50% of the unit and half the loan.
I beg your pardon. I thought you meant that she owned it with somebody else, which if that were the case, it would make it more difficult to get the money out because the other person have to be in agreement and possibly go on a loan and all of those kind of complications. But she's got plenty of equity is basically what we're saying. Got $150,000, plenty of equity there. She wants to replace income. All right. She can't afford to go and buy an income-only deal, because her income, her equity is not big enough. So if she just went and bought like an end-of-the-line product like we talked about there before, where the income coming in was a developer profit off the plan, nowhere to go, nothing to do with it. Sure, you've got income, but unless that 150 went in and produced enough income for you to go, that's it, I'm done, I don't want to do any more, I'm going knitting, then it's not the right kind of deal because you've got nowhere to go. There's no room to go and get the next deal. So you have to be doing, if you want to continue to invest, you have to be doing something that you are manufacturing growth on as well. It can be an income deal, but you have to be manufacturing growth as well. So whether you want to do a metro deal where the income coming in, you don't seem like you're in an enormous hurry. Would that be the case?
Yeah, not absolutely rushed. No.
Okay, not absolutely rushed, where you don't have to go to the extremes of the mining areas. You could go to any of the capital cities. I don't know where you live, but any one of the capital cities, you can do manufactured growth, manufactured income. Where does she live? Brisbane. She lives in Brisbane. Well, that's pretty easy then. Stay in Brisbane. It's good stuff in Brisbane. If I was living in Brisbane and I was in your situation, I would be doing dual blocks with one house on them and lifting the titles and building another one. And I would be sell one, keep one. I would be doing subdivisions. I would be doing even the dual occupancies are getting better. They're not quite as good as they have been, but they certainly would be getting better in Queensland. Not as good as New South Wales, I might add. I might have a play in a mining town, but if you wanted to say more mainstream, you could just do deal after deal after deal in Brisbane. I was talking to a student today, actually, who was looking at a deal in Brisbane. It was definitely going to be selling below market value. It was a splitter block, so you could break it into two. It would be able to be rent cash flow neutral as it is today with a little bit of a fix-up. And then all the upside is that you've got a block of land for practically nothing. You can build on that, and the resale value in that area would probably be around the 450 to 500 mark on a newer place, which meant that if you sold it, you'd be probably making around about the $250,000 to $300,000 mark. So you get one deal like that under your belt with you keep part of it neutral, positive cash flow a little bit. Sell the rest, get you 200, 300 grand, and then go again. But your next deal then can be a stronger income deal if you wanted to, or it could be another one of exactly the same where it's what we call a set and forget, where you could do two deals at the same time. You've practically doubled your money there, so you could go and do two deals into the next one. So plenty of opportunity. Depends how fast you want to go. If you want income fast, then I would be getting some. I would have some mining exposure in there, but don't do too much. Maybe do one there somewhere else as well. Lived in Brisbane, you can turn stuff over pretty well in Brisbane at the moment. There's great deals there. Anything that you hold in Brisbane over the next 2 years is going to go up quite considerably. And you've got time then to go and get a couple of other deals elsewhere that might be higher cash flow, and still do your set and forgets in Brizzy if that's where you are. Now, those people who are listening that live in other areas go, yeah, but what about my area? Well, you can do that in Sydney, you can do that in Melbourne, you can do that in Perth, you can do that in Darwin. Adelaide's a little bit more difficult, getting them neutral cash flow, but it can be done provided you don't go too high. You can certainly sell them at a profit in Adelaide. Hobart is pretty much the same. The natural growth that'll come out of perhaps Adelaide and Hobart are going to be a little bit more compromised than you get out of Brisbane over the next couple of years. But then you're doing set and forgets. You're making money out of what you actually physically do to the property rather than any natural growth that's actually happening anyway. So, I don't care where you live. There's opportunities everywhere to do manufactured growth. Whether it be your first one or your second one, I'd probably have some mining exposure in there just to give you that boost of income. But I'd be really balancing it off with some non-mining properties as well, where you can get some great chunk money as well as pretty decent cash flows. I mean, I'm looking at a couple of places for my son in regional Victoria on Thursday. Hopefully we'll buy something. And, they're really low-end properties, under $300,000 properties that will have a passive income of around about $15,000. So, that's pretty good for a low-end property, and with the ability to be able to manufacture growth and things like that. So, he's got a start to be able to move on and rebound from there and go again. And if he can do a couple of $15,000 passive income deals over the I've given him 18 months. I'm pretty tough on my kids. I'll give him 18 months. That enables him then to go and do what he wants to do, which is go skiing and traveling. So I said, knuckle down now for the next 18 months, then go be a lift operator in Canada or whatever it is you want to go and do after that. I don't care. But he's got that base then to be able to support him while he's away. So for the young people starting out, you can use that as a bit of an incentive and a bit of an inspiration to do some similar kind of things. And I will write more about that as I get the two kids going at the moment. So I'll over the next 12 months, you'll hear about their endeavours.
And I think the most important thing here is that the starting capital. And I talk to a lot of students. They go, I want to go out and I want to do cash cows. And so they go and find a cash cow, but they don't think about the deal after that one. And so they go and spend 100 or 100 and whatever into that first deal. They get cash flow out of it, but then they're stuck. Mm. They've bought a property that they can't increase the value of. They can't revalue it, or they have to, and then they have to wait for capital growth before they can go again.
And then you get frustrated and all the rest of it.
And so, my basic rule is always think 2 deals ahead. So at the end of the current deal that you're on, can you buy another property? If the answer is no, it's the wrong deal for you. And I've said it before, I get deals come across in front of me all the time, but I don't grab them because they're not right for us at that time. So